There is a primal fear known to all creatures, the fear of being trapped. In war, this terror is called encirclement. The battlefield shrinks, escape routes vanish, and hope fades. Soldiers find themselves surrounded, cut off from reinforcements and supplies. The fight shifts from victory to survival, against hunger, cold, and despair. Every sound is a threat, every shadow a possible enemy. The world outside the pocket disappears. All that remains is a shrinking bubble of existence. Here the true test begins, not from the enemy's attack, but from the relentless pressure of siege. The enemy often waits, letting hunger and cold do their work. Ammunition runs low, food dwindles, and the cold bites deeper. The battle becomes one against the elements and the mind. Soldiers must find water, stretch rations, and build shelter from whatever they can find. Grand strategies are forgotten. Survival becomes the only goal. The will to live is pitted against the certainty of death. In these desperate pockets, war becomes the art of endurance. How do you keep hope alive when surrounded by darkness? How do you survive when the world has closed in? This is where the soldier becomes a creature of instinct, fighting for every hour. Encirclement strips war to its rawest form. It is a crucible where only the most resourceful endure. The story of encirclement is the story of survival itself, and it begins with the jaws of war closing shut. History's most infamous trap unfolded at Cannae in 216 BC. The Romans, confident and outnumbering Hannibal, marched forward in dense formation. Hannibal lured them in, his center falling back, drawing the Romans deeper. The Carthaginian line bent into a crescent, exposing Roman flanks. Suddenly, Hannibal's elite infantry struck from the sides. His cavalry swept around, sealing the rear. The Roman army was surrounded. No escape, no hope. Packed so tightly they could barely fight back. The battlefield became a slaughterhouse. Survival was pure chance. Cannae became a lesson for all time. A clever force can encircle and destroy a larger one. The field itself became a prison with no walls. Encirclement, once again, proved deadly. 2,000 years later, the same nightmare returned at Demyansk in World War II. Nearly 100,000 German soldiers were trapped by Soviet forces in a frozen wilderness. Temperatures plunged, food ran out, and every day was a fight against hunger and cold. Soldiers ate horses, hunted for scraps, and melted snow for water. They dug shelters from earth and snow, huddling together for warmth. Frostbite and exhaustion claimed many, yet a fragile lifeline remained, the Luftwaffe's air bridge. Planes brought just enough food, ammo, and hope to keep the pocket alive. The connection to the outside world, however thin, made survival possible. Against all odds, many endured. Demyansk showed that even in total encirclement, a lifeline can mean the difference between life and death. Survival depended on resourcefulness, resilience, and a sliver of hope. The pocket held barely. Not all pockets are saved. At Stalingrad, the German Sixth Army became the ones trapped. Soviet forces encircled over 250,000 men in a ruined city. The promised airlift failed. Supplies dwindled to nothing. Starvation, cold, and despair took hold. Soldiers grew too weak to fight or even dig shelters. Hope vanished, replaced by resignation and death. When surrender came, only a fraction survived captivity. Stalingrad became a warning. When the lifeline breaks, so does the will to live. Encirclement here meant annihilation. The city's ruins became a graveyard for an army. Stalingrad is survival's breaking point. From Cannae to Stalingrad, encirclement reveals the essence of survival. First, manage resources. Every bullet, every crumb, every drop of water counts. Second, shelter and warmth are as vital as weapons. Third, the mind is the ultimate survival tool. Hope, discipline, and caring for comrades keep despair at bay. These lessons go beyond war. They apply to anyone cut off from help. conserve, protect, and never surrender to hopelessness. Survival is not about equipment, but knowledge, skill, and willpower. The stories of trapped soldiers remind us endurance is everything. In the jaws of war or the wild, survival belongs to those who refuse to give in. The will to live is the greatest weapon of all.